Any shop that's worth its salt is going to get used a lot. Huh, it's funny I mentioned salt here in Michigan, huh? Anyhow, take a look at this floor. It's disgusting. But that's a good thing, because that means a shop's being used. If a shop has too clean of a floor, that means somebody's not doing any work. We can't have that. But sometimes you do got to clean up the floor. And in that case, we got to use a mop and bucket. And boy, you'd be surprised about how many people these days don't know how to even fill up a mop bucket, let alone use it. I tell you what, when I was 16 years old and worked at McDonald's in Eureka, Missouri, I watched a video that McDonald's had about how to mop the floor. I kind of was like, oh, I can't believe they'd make such a video. But McDonald's wouldn't have made such a video if they had issues with people that didn't know how to mop the floor. So here I am, 22 years later, making a video about how to mop the floor. Ah, look at our old mop water. It's absolutely revolting. So we're going to pour it out and clean out our bucket in the mop sink. Let's see how it works. Oh, disgusting. Oh, a lot of floor dirt in there. Before we turn on our mop sink, we don't want to accidentally use and waste some of our floor soaps. We have a couple of different kinds here. We have the bacteria disinfectant type. We have the no rinse soap variety. And of course we got good old-fashioned plain water, which is what we want to use to wash some of the dirt and floor crud from the room where the sink was right down the drain. And we're also going to clean out our mop bucket. So let's take a look. There we go. Clean things up a little bit. Now I want to use the hose to clean out the mop bucket. Now this thing is never going to be perfect, but we want to get a lot of it out. This time of year, with a lot of the road salt and cinders and sand that gets on the road, we track it into the shop and it gets absolutely disgusting, and it needs to be cleaned up on a regular basis. Be sure to clean it up here. And like I said, it's never going to get spotless, but it's going to look pretty good. Now I want to go and take my selector and turn it over here to no rinse. Now if I didn't have this deluxe system, I would just put several capfuls of soap into my mop bucket. I turn on my hot water to start my flow. Now I use my hose to fill my mop bucket with nice hot soapy water. I want to fill it about 2/3 of the way full. Now we're back in the locker room where we're going to mop our floor. It's a pretty simple procedure. The first step though is to remove excess water from the mop. If you don't do this, you're going to make a big mess. So we take our mop out of the water. We're going to place it right up into here. We're going to pull the handle and we're going to get the water out. Why do you want to twist it around here like you're putting spaghetti on your fork? Work that thing a little bit. There we go. Now we're ready to start mopping. Now we're going to start to mop. And we're going to get out here in the corners first, because you don't want to paint yourself into a corner. Oh wait, mop myself into a corner, because I don't want to have to walk across my freshly mopped floor. And a good classic is the figure 8 pattern. That's a good way to mop the floor. Now if you got a real tough spot, right, sometimes you got to get in there like that. Right, really work her, you know? You'll get it going. Mopping the floor is an important part of cleaning up. and everybody needs to know how to do it. Now after a little while, the mop's going to get disgusting and start to get dry. So we're going to want to go back over to our mop bucket and work it again. Looking pretty good. Before long, we'll have this floor looking fantastic. Now take a look at our floor. Looks 100% better. Hardly can even tell it's the same floor. And it didn't take long. Just took some hot water, some soap, a mop and bucket. Anybody can handle it. Now sometimes people don't like cleaning up. But guess what? It's part of the job. If you work on cars, you make a mess, whether it be out in the shop or in the locker room, the customer waiting area, wherever. You got to clean up because you have to look presentable and professional. So after you're done working on your projects, be sure to clean up.